Hello, hi everyone. Guys, this thing of jiggling about black people's struggle, it is not equitable. I must debunk this patently absurd dialectics. I think it's a sentiment or it's an opinion or whatever the case you may call it. But I must debunk that tonight. I must debunk that today. This thing of saying like black people are lazy, they are not studying businesses, they are not chasing employments, they are not seeking jobs, and all of these things. It is totally a false narrative. It is a false statement. Especially people who are working for corporate, like for instance, accountants, maybe some people who are working in municipality government infrastructures, lashing, lambasting, downcasting, belittling people who are struggling. Let us do not make a joke of a black person struggling. This thing of jiggling about black people struggling and say these people are lazy and what's not and so forth. Which black people are you talking about? Are you talking about the South Africans? I wake up early in the morning. Even before I was driving, I used to wake up early in the morning, around like 4 o'clock. I was working in Pretoria back in the days. I used to see mom who's awake with a baby at her back, mixing the flour and the sugar, the salt, the yeast, making cooks around 3:30 early in the morning. Which black people are you talking about? Which one are the lady are the ones that you say they are lazy, that you belittling? You saying they are lazy. You said people must work hard. Have you ever worked hard, or either you just went to tertiary institution and acquire a degree, and then from that time and so forth, you didn't even struggle, you didn't even stay at home, seated at home, looking for employment for a period of about like 3 years. You only stayed at home for 2 years, for 18 months. You was hired by the bank as an accountant. You was hired by municipality to do administration. Now you totally assume that everybody that is seated at home, not having employments, now they are lazy. No, 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 no. The temperaments, the manner in which you think and look at these things is totally wrong. I must debunk that tonight. It is rooted in bogus. South Africans are really struggling. Guys, I'm reprimanding you and I'm rebuking you. Stop jiggling about a black person struggling. A black person struggling. Black people are struggling outside there. A guy that wakes up around 3 o'clock, he is up starting the taxi to start and work. You working 9 to 5. You enter at work around like 8 o'clock in the morning, while the taxi driver is already like 5 hours ahead of you, and you will knock off at work earlier than him. And then you said black people are lazy because you enjoy the air conditioner in the municipality offices. No, 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 no. Stop doing that. These things should be debunked today, just simply because you was accommodated by a good corporate to give you that little bit of penny, to think you are above the ladder. You're literally not. You're totally not above the ladder. You're still surviving like them. Guys, let us stop lashing. Let us stop belittling. Let us stop downcasting people who are unemployed, because it is totally unfair to label them as lazy people, calling them punks, calling them that they are punks, they are wimps. Let us not make a joke about a black person struggling. You really don't know what you're talking about. All of your parents are working. Remember that the job that you seated at right now, maybe to your friends, that extrapolated you, that chooses you, that paves the way for you to work where you work today. It's nepotism. Now you're lashing, you're blaming on people who are unemployed, saying that they are lazy. You're labeling them all sorts of words, all sorts of nasty, cliche words, because you think you're smart. You're literally not smart. Black people are struggling outside there. A guy that has a table on the street selling sweets and cigarettes, he wakes up around like 5 o'clock, is already standing on the road selling these things. Some of them I used to see them as I drive, passing some roads, on the street, on the robot, selling cakes, selling muffins early in the morning. Before you even wake up to go to work, they were already standing on the four ways at the robot selling muffins. Now you have the audacity, you have the courage to come outside there and express that black people are lazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Black people are uneducated and all of these things. Remember, we're from a very deplorable, dysfunctional, critical background. Some of us, we didn't have the nepotism. We didn't have a manner in which we could use nepotism as you did. Remember, maybe your brother works for that municipality. Maybe your brother works for that corporation. So he paved the way for you to work there today. Today, you've got the audacity to lash, to blame, to put a blame on a black person's struggle, saying that they seated at home because they want to. Even the jobs opportunities are slim. We are being led by people who are not capitalists. They cannot create jobs, and we're living in a capitalist country. Yes, it's fine. Capitalism can be lashed as well, but they do create jobs, not unlike politicians that promises heaven and earth just for you to feel good so that you can place them and inaugurate them to serve on those high thrones, and then they forget about you. And this thing of saying, work hard, that's a scam. That a scam. People that makes a hell lot of money, people, the high performers, people that makes the most money, they don't literally work hard. They work smart. Like for instance, making an example, soccer players are making quite a lot of money. Most of them they are millionaires, especially like overseas players. South African players maybe they earn average 50,000 or so, 50,000 to 80,000 or somewhere around. Those ones are not rich. That one is understood. Just understand that don't allow anyone to belittle you, to look down on you. Everything and everything is so freaking important in its area of function. Just simply because he is a CEO and you're working at the receptionist, it literally doesn't mean that you are useless, you are futile. No. As a CEO, to access her, to access you as a CEO serving on that high incumbent, on that high throne, people need to pass through the receptionist. So everything and anything and everything is important in its area of function, irrespective of how easily replaceable you might be, because obviously they will use this thing of demand and supply or whatever the case may be and say, just simply because we can still hire another 10,000 people who can work as the receptionist, so that makes you nothing. On that way, it is understandable. I'm on the same slate with them, but don't allow people to belittle you, to look down on you just simply because you don't serve in these high incumbents, probably that requires a high level of traits or accolades or resumes or wherever the case may be. Black people are struggling. The jobs opportunities are less. The elite, the cabals, the tyrants, they are eating money. They are not even creating businesses, to create wealth, to live this aspiring, affluent, opulent life that they would like to live. They live that at the cost of our people. When you see crime in lower grounds, just know that there is a person who is serving in a high incumbent who causes that to happen in advance. In advance. Like for instance, as a politician, if you're stealing about like 80 billion or 5 billion, making a typical example, hypothetical speaking, that will affect people in lower ground when they will begin to be frustrated and start committing crimes for their survival. Now you will blame these people, saying South Africans have crime, they don't want to work, they just want to steal, they just want easy handouts, they just want free handouts. You don't know what you're talking about. We are struggling here. We are literally struggling here. The ramifications of people who are not taking serious the struggle of black people should be reprimanded and rebuked. We're really struggling in this world. We need people who will encourage us, who will hold our hands and rise with us. We rise by helping others rather than belittling others. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely one.